Okay, here's another quick little video. This is a Dell motherboard. I got this motherboard with two other motherboards, and there's the motherboards I already have a video on, the two AMD motherboards. Okay, so I got them three motherboards and some RAM. I don't remember the capacity of the RAM, but I did get a good amount of sticks of them. I think most of them were 2 gig sticks. I think some were 4. Might even be the RAM that's in here now. Don't remember. But originally, this board, this board here had an i5 2400. Then I upgraded it to a 2500. And then I ended up upgrading it again to an i7 2600. So this is what this test is actually for. I know the board works, but I haven't tested it since I put the i7 2600 in it. The i7 2600 doesn't work in it, then the only thing else I have to put back in it would be like an i3 2100. It's just sitting on this old board. So you just see. It has two displays out, so I'm going display to DVI. The monitor, does have display, but I don't feel like digging around to find another display cable, so I'm doing it like this. And then I'm testing it with this 400 watt power supply from EVGA. It's not rated or not, and it's just, if a computer's not wanting to work and my gut's telling me it's probably the power supply, I will run this power supply in it just to test. If it has a video card, I pull the video card out, test it with onboard. If it's a low end, I could test it on here. It does strangely have a 6-pin and an 8-pin. Yeah, this is just an 8-pin because it's not a 6 plus 2. Or is it? No. So it has a 6 plus 2 and a 6-pin. So you just hit this power button. And I'm also testing it with the old Samsung 40 gig hard drive, which it says 6th month of 2005. Okay, since this board doesn't have all this extra stuff hooked into it, it will give you this message. So I'm going to hit F1 to continue, and it is booting into Windows 11. This is Windows 10. Why? I was testing it. Windows 10. I was gonna test it with my Windows 11 Go. This is basically a full install of Windows on this thumb drive. So I use a program called Win to USB, and while you're in Windows, you run the software and it installs it to this. So once you plug this into your computer, it does the startup. Well, the first time would do the startup just like you did a fresh install of Windows. Then from there on out, it would just start. If you put it obviously in a different computer, it's going to be like reconfiguring or whatever it says. Okay, so this is starting. It says please wait. This is a slow drive. Yeah, but back to this, why this is doing this. But this is legit Windows 11. And you can run this on anything. I can run it on this, and it will work. It's just slow because this is USB 2.0, and it's like a 32 gig thumb drive, but Windows installed on it, and it is actually only taking up 14 gigs of space. Amazingly, that software, I don't know what it did, but it's only using 14 gigs out of this 32. Windows is still starting up. Only thing that's bad about this board is it, has the weird Dell fan hooks up here, so you can't change the cooler without like rewiring it to match their stuff, and it's a 4-pin here. Then you have this that runs audio, so it has, yeah, all your audio, like your mic, your headphone jack, and the USB all hooks in through here. So it does have a USB 3.0 header for the front, a standard USB here, and like I said, the audio goes through here. That's why I don't like this board. Normally Dell will still have, like over here will have a regular standard audio out, but they decided to put audio for your headphone jack, microphone jack, USB right here. So this probably has USB 3.0, 2 of them I believe, maybe, and then 2.0. Okay, system's up and running. These go still not fully up and running. I thought this drive died earlier, like, but it's still working. Okay, yes. Open Task Manager. It's gonna. This drive is slow. I'm telling you, running Windows off of this thumb drive will be faster than running Windows off this hard drive. Oh, my little Task Manager. It's gonna kick in. What did it just do? It just did a video driver. Oh, nice. So there's a video driver. Okay, Task Manager. Yeah, this drive is seriously slow. You can see hard drive uses paid at 100%. CPU, RAM, everything, just wait for this thing to come around. Okay, and here it is. i7 2600. So it's showing all cores, all hyper threading, all cores. Okay, it says 16 gigs of RAM, 4x4. It's running at 1333 because I think that's the best this board will run at it, being a Dell. And you can see my test Samsung. There's a model number right there. You can see there. There's a model number of it. It says 37.3, 40 gig hard drive. And that thing is paid. Like it's at 100%. Yeah, the system works. I'm not for sure if I'm gonna put it in a case and order maybe like a 256 gig SSD or a 500 gig SSD and send it on its way. I do know no matter if I'm going to sell it, I'm gonna remove this RAM here that's all mismatched. This is 4, so 16 gigs. I'm gonna add two different sets to it, but they're gonna be just 2 gigs each, so 8 gigs of RAM. I'm thinking maybe I just sell the motherboard, CPU, cooler, and the 8 gigs of RAM. Maybe something like $25, something like that. Not worry about an SSD in a case. Just sell the motherboard with the cooler, fan, and the 4 2 gig sticks. So it will have the i7 2600 and 8 gigs of RAM. I don't know if I had a CMOS battery. I think I have 3 new CMOS batteries somewhere. I don't even know if I have that. I don't know. I'm saying that because I don't know if I have one or not. Yeah, I don't remember if I have any. I had to order some. Yeah, I definitely would need to put a CMOS battery in there for it can keep the original settings, unless they go by default with the OS. But yeah, I might put 8 gigs of RAM in it and just sell the board off by itself for $25. Sounds like a good deal, because you would get an i7 2600, 8 gigs of RAM, and the 8 gigs of RAM I'm putting in will have all cooler, just kind of like this. It's totally different brand though, so it won't be exactly like, but the RAM will have cool, heat sinks on them. Won't make too much of a difference anyways, but just want to record me booting the system up to check if this i7 2600 actually worked on this board. I didn't think it wouldn't work because an i5 2500 works in it, so there's no reason why a 2600 wouldn't work in it. Or maybe the 2600 didn't actually work. So good test for it. That's the end of this video, and thank you for watching. And if you're the person that buys the motherboard, thank you for buying it, and thank you for watching the video.